Hello, YouTube. All right, it's been a while since we did an update on the house, and some people were curious as to what the status is. It's just been very slow progress, because of stuff like this. What you're looking at is the kitchen area. I don't know if you guys remember how bad the kitchen was, but it had like a little hole in the floor right here, in this little closet. There was a little hole in the floor that I went to fix. And then, of course, it ended up not being such a little hole. You got to fix what looks like a 6 or 8 inch hole, and then you end up having to take out about 4 feet. So I ended up doing that, and then I saw that the wall was all rotted and bad. So I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the panels. So I ripped that apart, and now I can see that the building itself, the siding there, is all split apart. So that's going to require some structural work. So I'm gonna have to get that straightened out and put a beam there or something and make it stronger. And then, I can put the stuff in there to seal it all back up. Because right now, instead of just repairing this little hole here, which, I've cut out the panel here and tried to make it so I can lay some beams down and then patch the floor. But I'm going to end up having to fix all this and those gaps right there in the siding where it joins and how it kind of comes out over here. And also the insulation's probably going to get replaced. But I did spot those little egg things that I told you about previously. I don't know if you can see these eggs. Just a finger size reference to show you how big they are. It's my pointing finger. But you can see it's slightly smaller than my fingernail. And these are the lizard eggs. They're like all inside the walls. Yeah. So there's like dozens of them. So I'm going to be getting rid of all of these. I think they're already hatched. Looks like dead stuff in there. That might have been lizard food. I don't know. Lizards were living in the walls. I don't know about mice. There's some holes and stuff and poo everywhere. I think roach or lizard poo. Probably lizard poo everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of that insulation and get the new insulation in place. Make sure all the holes are closed off. This was a vent. There was a fan vent that blew outside, but it doesn't work. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and remove it. But it's complicated. There's like a million screws, bolts, and stuff like that outside holding it in place. I don't know if you can see this. It's like screwed in. Focus here. There's like a million of these things. But I'm going to have to take all of this out and remove it because it's not flat. And the reason for that is, had it been flat, I could have just sealed it up and closed it off and not worried about it. But because it has a protruding part here on the outside and on the inside, see, this part's not flush with the wall. So even if I put a panel here, then you got this metal thing sticking out. So I'm going to have to take it off, which is going to be a pain. Probably breathing that stuff. Not good. I should have worn my mask. But I ripped it all apart because I started with the floor and saw that wall was bad. So I ripped that wall, and the next thing you know, everything was coming down. So I took apart all of the panels here. And this is the kitchen part. So I'll be vacuuming all this, removing the insulation, putting in the new insulation, fixing some of the, what are those called, the framing, because it's broken. A piece broke here. See how it was wet and rotted. So I've got to replace all of that, including the support beams underneath the floor. And then eventually this whole kitchen thing's going to be replaced. So I just got to wait until I can find, pieces that'll fit. But the plan will be to keep that closet right there and take the rest of it down and replace it with a new sink and, drawers and stuff. I haven't figured out yet what to do about the stove situation, because it has gas right here which comes up through the floor, and but I don't want to go gas, or I might go gas, but I don't want to go to the city and have the city turn on the gas. So I'm thinking of either getting a gas stove and running it off propane tanks, or going electric. But see, electric, you pretty much need 220 volts and all of these electrical outlets are only 100 and, I mean, you need like 220, 240. These are only 120. And, there's a conversion you can do where you can take two 120 volt outlets and combine them to make a 240. But it has to be a line that's dedicated to itself, like nothing else connects to it. The problem is all the outlets here, see how they have a line that goes through and another one? So they're not dedicated. That means all these circuits are tied in together. So I don't have any 220 volt access. I would have to have a line pulled, a 220 volt line, and go to the junction box and make a 220 volt line, which, if I'm going to do that, I'm probably going to hire an electrician. Hey, but I'm debating, we might just go ahead and keep this gas. That would mean getting a gas stove, but instead of hooking it up to the city gas, which is this line here, I'm going to hook it up to a propane tank, because I won't be using it that much, for the stove. I don't know. Or just make a table or something and then put like little 120 volt burners. But then, the house doesn't really have a stove and an oven, which might be an issue. So that's still kind of in limbo. We're still trying to figure it out. But the rest of the house, not much has been done, but a big TV did get put up. Got a nice TV here with it's a smart TV, so I'm able to watch YouTube and internet and stuff on it. I don't know if you guys recall, the other day I was talking about electrical, and like this outlet here is a house power, but I also have outlet here that's actually solar. The one with the 3 right there, it's a solar. That other one I think it's 220 line, but it's not live. It doesn't work. And it could be repulled and extended back there, but it'd be better to just pull another one. I don't know. That line didn't work. I went ahead and kept it and installed it. It was there already. It was an existing. I think it was for air conditioning or something. But it didn't work. So that means that the junction box, it's not hooked up, or it needs to be rehooked or whatever. But I went ahead and set it up and stuff, even though it's not working. Really, we need a 220 volt over there. One of the issues that I was talking about is like, when you're trying to do a little repair, like on the floor, which I did over here in this corner. I don't know if you can see the wood there that was put in. There was a weak spot here, and then I had to cut it, and then I had to widen it and get it to the access beams. And right now I need to get another piece of framing here to close this out. And then, I don't know about this, I might just leave that insulation. It's kind of old, so I might ask my wife if she wants me to replace it, or just keep it. It seems to be fine. I did take the outlet that was here and flipped it so it's facing outside, and I went outside and I cut a hole. So the house now has an outside access, for 120 volts. So if you're out in that patio out there, you now have 120 volts that you can plug in like a weed eater, or, a little grill or some electric grill or lights or whatever out there, which, it didn't have before. So I guess they build these houses without having any outside plugs for some weird reason. Maybe because of water and rain and stuff. But there's a covered patio there, so this section's fairly dry. And, once I get that beam there and get the okay from my wife, I'm going to go ahead and close this out and try to finish painting up the living room. The floor to this entire area here, this living room as well as that next room, was all bad. So I don't know if you can see all these replacement floors. So basically I had to do all along the edge. It's like really bad because water and stuff, I guess it leaked in there, and the wood was all rotted and the framing was rotted. You could not haul this thing down the road. I think it would fall apart. If you were gonna get rid of it, you'd have to demolish it and have it hauled off with, dump trucks or something, because the framing's all rotted. So And when I say the framing, I mean like underneath. At least the parts that I saw, you know, that were weak, and I replaced, like right there, I've replaced. So I need to seal. I need to seal all that with silicone, and then I think I can start to close up the living area, and the house is almost done. You know, as far as the main house. As far as here, what I did was I went ahead and painted. Well, my little light here. I went ahead and painted this cabinet area here. You know, that same green, mint green. And I'm looking to try to get drawers. Hopefully I can find drawers that fit here and put them in there. This was a TV console that's been recycled as a little dresser drawer thingy here for shoe rack and storage. So probably won't be able to get a matching one, but if we've got a matching TV stand like that, that'd be nice. And I'm debating if I'm going to paint them in what color or just leave them black. I don't know. I went ahead and painted the closet just to make it, you know, brighter and cleaner. Did try to seal all the little gaps and little holes. That's pretty much it. You know, not much else has been done other than little piddly stuff like this, but it's taking a long time, you know, because you got to cut the floor, then you got to replace the beam, and then you got to end up ripping out the wall. Like that whole bottom wall had to be replaced when I started to do that bottom floor, and I saw how bad the wall was. So I don't know if the floor along here is bad. I got to remove all the scrap wood, and then, you know, hopefully it's intact and I don't have to do more floor repairs. I did a floor repair by the door here because this part was weak. And that's where we stand as far as the house at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't much. That's why I had been kind of holding off. Hopefully the next time you see this, the floor should be done and maybe the walls will be up. And might even have all that ripped down. I don't know. You know, and then this wall. I'm feeling overwhelmed when I start looking at everything I got to do. So I can remember what you guys told me, which is just concentrate on, you know, one task at a time and not all of it, because like it gets overwhelming. So I know that doing this would take me, you know, an hour or two. So I'm going to concentrate on this. And I'm also going to do this, you know, that might take me a couple hours to do the floor. And then I got to do the wall repair. So looking at a couple days worth of work, maybe a week or two, you know, to get all this sealed up. The issue is going to be whether or not I have enough panels. I'm running low on wall panels. I only got 2, 4, 5 panels left. And I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 panels being used. And then I know there's some other bad spots, you know, so I don't want to have to rent another truck. I had to rent a Home Depot, you know, van or truck to haul the stuff because I don't have a way of transporting those big pieces of wood. So I'm hoping that with my 5 panels, I can do this 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I have enough. We'll see. But this other section's bad too, so it probably needs to be done. But it's partial, so I might be able to split one into doing, you know, half units. I know there are sections of the wall that aren't smooth and could be redone, but I'm like, you know, at this point, I think I just want to finish it. And I know some of you say, why don't you do it right and do it? Because the whole house is like, you know, falling apart. It's a trailer home. It's 54 years old. To do it right, you would have to actually demolish all the walls, possibly even the roof, and reframe it, and then re-put everything on it, which means you might as well buy a brand new unit. The whole point of this was to rehab this stuff nice enough to live in and make it so, you know, it doesn't look so bad. But it's not going to look like a brand new house. Like, you know, little stuff like this, I think I'm just going to ignore. There's a little imperfection in the wall. And, you know, this other room right here has been extended. The air conditioning's been installed. So I'm just looking forward to getting this done. And that about wraps it up. So until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up, you know, and any videos that you enjoy, please give it a thumbs up, because that's what YouTube uses for the algorithm to determine whether or not a video, is worth sharing or showing to other people. I think because I haven't been asking that, or people just don't like my videos, I haven't been getting the thumbs up, and the number of views have declined drastically to the point where I think YouTube might be trying to get rid of this channel. So I don't know. It just looks like traffic has been cut by like 90%. So either people aren't coming, or people aren't clicking the thumbs up, or, I don't know what's happening exactly. Or because I'm on YouTube's list of people who say things that they shouldn't say. They might be trying to get rid of my channel. I don't know. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Until next time, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.